following is available in high definition.
Gentlemen, start engines.
For the fourth time this season, Don Thompson Jr. and the Home Hardware Chevy will start on pole position. Just like last year at SunValley Speedway, his teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick alongside on the front row. But the story this season so far, the 22 tow truck in a boxcar of Scott Steckley. A winner 3 times, he has quietly been dominating the series.
The 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series presented by Sirius Satellite Radio from the beautiful Okanagan Valley, British Columbia. This is the A&W 300. We're cruising the dub here on TSN. Welcome to SunValley Speedway. I'm Dave Bradley. Along with me is Billy Rouse Jr. and Todd Lewis is trackside. Now, Billy, this is a pretty interesting half-mile tri-oval.
It's a very unique configuration. It's really a 4/10 D-shaped with turn 1 being your trouble spot. You can't overdrive the corner to really get a good exit to turn 2. There's a good look at Kerry Mix in the 02 Ford. He's ready to rumble here in the Okanagan Valley.
And he comes into this one sitting 4th in the Castrol point standings. But have a look at Scott Steckley at the top of the heat. A 113-point cushion over DJ Kennington.
And Dave, the 22 team has stated they're doing nothing different than last year, but you know what? The results are certainly a lot different than last year.
Good look at Tim Chapman driving the A&W Smart Car. Gets the field rolling. We'll take a look at the Duplicolor starting grid. On pole is Don Thompson Jr.'s teammate J.R. Fitzpatrick on the outside of row number 1. Mark Dilley and Brad Graham make up row number 2 in a pair of Dodges. Then we take a look back to row 3. There is your points leader, Scott Steckley. DJ Kennington second in points. We'll start outside him. Kerry Mix in the 02 Ford and Derek Lynch in the 77 are in row number 4. And then in row 5 is Jason White in the 21, Andrew Ranger in the 27. Row number 6 is Jason Hathaway in the 3, and Ron Beauchamp Jr. drives the 60. And then another row back in row number 7, Alex Tagliani in the 7, and John Gaunt driving the 12. Anthony Simoni, rookie in the 95, and Dave Whitlock, a veteran in the 39, are in row number 8. Then row number 9 has Peter Gibbons and Ken Noon in the 18. Row 10 this evening has Todd Nichols starting all by himself in the number 6. And early developments here as well as the number 1. Peter Gibbons comes down to his pit stall, makes some adjustments early on.
Well, let's take a look here. This car has been just horrible all day. Peter and crew been thrashing on it, trying to get the thing to go. That's rounds a wedge going in the right side. Plus, Dave's underneath the car adjusting the Panhard bar. Well, Dave, let's take a look at the Allied Steel Buildings race analysis. It is 300 laps, 150 miles here at this half-mile tri-oval. The pit window, about 100 to 150 laps. It's a very warm 26 degrees.
And we'll throw down to Todd with an update on some local faces.
A couple of quick stories, fellas, on the Western drivers in this race. Jason White, who has been traveling back and forth to the east, well, everybody came to him for this one. Great qualifying effort here at SunValley Speedway, but he says it's not a home track advantage. Everybody else will know this track after only a few laps of practice. And how about an additional Western driver? Todd Nickel in that number 6 Norton car comes to the series this weekend at Sun Valley.
And Todd Nickel will actually join us for the Edmonton race, Riverside, as well as the season finale in Kawartha.
Well, congratulations to Jason White as well, having A&W colors in the car. What a fantastic paint job. Can't wait to see it under the lights.
Definitely a great looking race car. The update on the 1 car, Peter Gibbons, he has made the necessary adjustments. He's tagged onto the tail of the field. It's the A&W Root Beer Bear with the green flag in hand, and we're underway here at Sun Valley.
Up through the gears, down into turn 1. Teammates side by side, down into treacherous turn 1, head for turn 2. Don Thompson's got the lead advantage coming down the backstretch.
Just a nose, but J.R. Fitzpatrick comes back hard on the outside. Billy, pretty racy. Too wide early on.
Well, you seen Don Thompson push up in the middle of turn 3 and 4. That allowed JR to get back up in contention, but the outside just is not the fast way around.
Now, Don Thompson Jr. in the Home Hardware Chevy continues to lead, but just by a nose over his young teammate Mark Dilley, thinking about getting up there in second and filling that hole as he does as J.R. Fitzpatrick tries to come down.
Oh, Mark Dilley just real good in these flat little bull rings. Set that Dodge down real early. What I call backing the corner up, and he was able to cut underneath Fitzpatrick, and now they're going to go door handle to door handle, and Thompson's loving it, driving away.
Billy, is this a good plan for J.R. Fitzpatrick early on to race this hard, or should he have dropped back behind his teammate right from the drop of the green?
Well, racers are racers. They don't drop back behind anybody. They just got to go when the green flag drops.
Good look at Jason White.
Go reel him in. Let's go get him now.
In the 21 as you hear the spotter coaching with Jason Hathaway in behind.
We ride on board with Jason White in that A&W car. Real early on the race, home track advantage. And you know what? He looks real good right now.
You know, it must feel nice, too, for Jason White to be able to come to a racetrack and have seen it before. Have a book to fall back on and look at your notes.
Well, Dave, not only that, but this is the first time that his race car has been at home with him. He usually flies to Ontario or Quebec to join us, and that just means not being around your race car.
Riding on board, we just rode on board with DJ Kennington, who's in 5th spot. Now we jump back to Derek Lynch, riding in the 7th position, the Allied Steel Buildings number 77. Lynch calmly just working that steering wheel, staying in line as there's a lot of laps left to be completed here at Sun Valley.
Well, Derek Lynch, one of the most calm and peaceful drivers.
Your wheel. Still there. Still there. You're clear.
And that is Kerry Mix digging underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick. Now Mix will go from the inside all the way to the outside. Oh, now he's going to try and diamond it back as he's hungry, looking to get up to 3rd.
Mixie awful racy early on in this race, but you know what? He's also wants to get up there and get them bonus points for leading the lap.
Battle for 14th between a couple rookies here. That's Anthony Simone in the 95 and then the Walmart 7 of Alex Tagliani as they continue to dice a little bit deeper in the field.
Dave Whitlock battling with the 1. That's Peter Gibbons. Remember, Gibbons had to go all the way to the back after making those changes on pit road before the green.
Yeah, his car an absolute handful in qualifying, so they decided to drop to the tail of the field, lose those 2 spots that they would have had by virtue of qualifying, make the necessary repairs. Seems to have worked out as he moves up through the field, and now Mix completes that move, or almost does, gets up alongside the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick's not going away without a fight.
Take a look at these front tires in the middle of the corner. The cars are just on the verge of pushing. See how the left front's turned out a whole lot and the car is still going straight? That's called a push.
And these cars just settling into their rhythm 10 laps into this 300-lap race as DJ Kennington follows the 02 car. Gary Mix up underneath the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick.
Whoa!
And Fitzpatrick all kinds of loose.
That's what I was talking about. Turn 1, when you overdrive the corner, you unload the car onto the right front and the back end wants to come around because you've transferred all the weight under braking.
See Fitzpatrick force his way down in front of Derek Lynch as Kerry Mix continues to charge, now up to 2nd in the 02 beyond digital imaging for Fusion.
Oh, it's a very strong performance for early on for Kerry Mix in that BDI Ford.
Don Thompson continues to lead Mix, and then Dilley. That is your top 3, but how long will that last with DJ Kennington and the Castrol Syntec number 17 up underneath the Dodge number 9?
The mean green machine, DJ Kennington, got that Castrol car hooked right up. Watch this thing come up off the corner. It settles right back on the rear wheels and just flies the nose down the straightaway. Very soft setup.
Well, a beautiful field here for the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. A packed house for Bob Newcomb and his staff here at Sun Valley. An excellent facility. Very clean and very picturesque.
Oh, surprise, surprise, surprise. 4th position to the 22.
Now the cream is rising to the top as Scott Steckley, who's been dominant all season long on ovals. He's won every single oval race we've had this season. Continues to move up spots here in Sun Valley.
Well, we've been talking about it all year. That real nice white car winning all these races finally has a primary sponsor. Oh, and there's a change for 2nd. DJ Kennington, the Castrol Dodge.
Well, just as quickly as Kerry Mix moves up through the field, so does DJ Kennington. As Kennington puts the 17 up into the number 2 spot, but still nobody able to catch the number 4 Home Hardware. Puts the 17 up into the number 2 spot, but still nobody able to catch the number 4 Home Hardware Chevy of Don Thompson Jr.
I'll finish my thought there. Every time I want to talk about the 22, there's more action. But we got to mention the 22 now has a primary sponsor, Tow Truck in a Box.
And Todd Nickel goes around as the caution comes out for the first time here in the AW 300. So Nickel in the Norton Chevy Monte Carlo was one lap down. And now he'll have to grab a gear and head back in the right direction. Got split by a couple of cars. We'll take another look at it.
Down into turn 3, we're on board with Derek Lynch. Oh my, the 6 checks up and Lynch hits him. It's just a matter of 3 wide going to the corner. Nickel thought he was doing the right thing, and around we went.
And in comes the 21 of Jason White, the 7 of Alex Tagliani. So some early adjustments for a couple of drivers as Don Thompson leads here in Sun Valley. Round 5 of the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. The AEW 300 from Vernon is brought to you by Castrol Syntec. Unlock the power. By Mopar, authentic performance. By Duplicolor, the premium brand leader in automotive paints, primers, and coatings. And by Dickies, nominate your Canadian Worker of the Year.
Well, Dave, the person who wins the Canadian Worker of the Year gets a brand new 2009 Dodge Ram 1500. Boy, the crew here works pretty hard. Maybe we should get in on the deal.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. Well, the guy working pretty hard here tonight is the 4-car Don Thompson Jr. He leads DJ Kennington the field back to green here on lap 40 of the AEW 300.
Oh, they're nose to tail in that top 3. We got a Chevrolet, a Ford, and Dodge.
They are all single file with the only 2 cars going side by side now, Mark Dilley and Scott Steckley. But the duo behind them now jumping up side by side, Andrew Ranger and the 3 of Jason Hathaway.
Well, pretty racy early on here in the Okanagan Valley, but hey, that's what the fans are here for, and that's why them grandstands are jam-packed.
Boy, Scott Steckley in that tow truck in a box 22 is really pushing it on the high side. You see how hard he drove it in there on the outside of Mark Dilley. Looks like he drove it in again.
Well, the man that's got 3 wins underneath his belt, look at that, completes the pass on the big side.
So Mark Dilley drops back a spot. There's a 27 and the 3 still going at it. The 27 of Ranger has gotten around the snap-on 3 of Jason Hathaway, but Hathaway still tucked up underneath that Ford Fusion's back bumper.
Now we're on board with Mark Dilley just giving a wave down the back there saying everything's okay, let's just keep it in line.
Is that what he's saying? He just wants everybody to go single file. Let's go catch these leaders.
Well, basically speaking, it's really too early to be bumping and banging, and Dilley's a veteran. He just wants everybody to play nice till we get to halfway.
11th spot here with the 39 of Dave Whitlock in the Dickies Dodge. There is Derek Lynch in the Allied Steel Building 77, and John Gaunt in the 12, the Centennial Dodge Chrysler Jeep Dodge Avenger in that pack as well.
Well, it's good to see the 39 car working his way up to the front. Dave Whitlock, really well-prepared race cars, but not having a real banner season by his standards.
Boy, look at these 2 lead on each other through the corners as John Gaunt tries to protect that position, fighting with Derek Lynch down on the inside as they go at it door handle to door handle once again. And John Gaunt completes that pass, moves up into the 12th spot, but taunts down at the infield with an update on one of the Jacobs Racing Ford Fusions.
Problems underneath the hood of the number 7 car for Alex Tagliani. The crew preparing a distributor cap, spark plug wires. They think they have a miss. They think they have a problem and aren't getting full power to that car. We'll wait and see if Alex makes an appearance during the next caution period.
Well, there he is battling for 16th spot with the 18 of Kent Noon. Looks pretty strong there as he manages to complete the pass. Noon will drop in behind the Walmart number 7, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that Ford.
Well, what you got to remember is when you drop a cylinder on these short tracks, sometimes it helps the performance because you can't spin the tires up off the corner.
Well, there's a driver miscuing for the first time all day. The 4 of Don Thompson Jr. slipped up in the corner, and the 02 of Gary Mix and the 17 of DJ Kennington closed the gap. They're as close as they've been all evening long here since the restart as Kennington goes around for second.
Well, it looked like the 02 was busy watching the 4 slide up the racetrack, and Kennington says, well, you go ahead and watch him. I'm going to go get a closer look.
Interesting note, too, in DJ Kennington camp, the normal driver of the 10 car, Doug Brown, spotting for DJ here this weekend. And Billy, does that help or hurt you having a fellow driver spotting?
Well, I believe it's a real help to have a driver because he understands what you're going through in the race car as the race develops. Oh, Peter Gibbons around backwards in the number 1 Chevrolet.
So troubles continue for the 1 of Peter Gibbons as he backs up against the wall. Doesn't appear as though he hit it as the caution comes out for the second time here at Sun Valley in the AEW 300. And we'll get another look at this one.
Down into the corner. He's up on the inside. Oh, They just mutual racing for ground, and the one goes around off the 77.
It just looked like it didn't want to stick.
No, he just slid right up into Derek Lynch there. You see the car come up and touch wheels, and that's the worst thing. Wheels against wheels, it just rips your hands off the steering wheel, around it goes.
Pit stop time, and Todd's down covering the action. Todd?
The 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick along pit road for an adjustment, guys. He's been complaining of handling problems all day. The car is very loose, according to crew chief Ted McAllister. Pete Gibbons making his third stop in the evening. That, of course, after the spin in turn number 2.
So under caution once again at Sun Valley. Don Thompson continues to lead. The man on the moves, Kennington. Welcome back to Sun Valley Speedway at round number 5 in the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN. Sean Gibbs ready with the green here on restart number 2 on lap 77 at Waves. So we're back underway.
Down into turn 1, side by side, Don Thompson Jr. in the preferred spot. There's that 17 Castrol Dodge, the mean green machine of DJ Kennington.
And Kennington wants to get down. He can't because Kerry Mix has plugged that hole in Beyond Digital Imaging Ford Fusion. Mark Dilley once again. He's been hovering around the front of the field, and he's there once again in 4th.
Kerry Mix muscles his way into 2nd spot, opens the door for Mark Dilley in the 9.
And during that last...
lead, here we go!
With Kerry Mix making a move underneath the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. and Mix almost got together with Don Thompson, but he backed off, and they both stay straight as Thompson's still way up on the outside.
Well, Don Thompson Jr. trying to work that high groove in. It does work around here, but it'll only work as the lights go down and the temperatures go down as well. And there's the 0-2. He's got position to turn 3.
It's not quite working as well as he wants it to yet as Kerry Mix trying to steal away the lead. Here comes the Ford Fusion of Kerry Mix on the inside.
Down into turn 1 one more time, side by side. See those cars with the way they got the chassis set up so soft, they really move around and just set them into the corner.
They do it.
Thompson gives him a root job going into turn 3.
Into the wall goes the Beyond Digital Imaging Ford Fusion of Kerry Mix. A hard hit in the right front as caution flies once again to slow this field during the last caution period. Ron Beauchamp got the tow truck in a box free pass, but we'll take another look at what brought this one out.
Down into treacherous turn 3. They both set the car down, but the 4 just didn't slow down in time and nursed the 0-2 out of the way.
And Kerry Mix with a hard hit in the right front up against the wall as he comes down the banking and into the 4 car of Don Thompson Jr.
Well, a little restitution on the way to pit road, but, you know, the way I see it, that was not really a racing move. That was just a little too aggressive.
Another angle now.
There he is, right in the back of the 0-2. Kerry Mix should be a little upset with the 4, Don Thompson.
It looked like it may have been avoidable, but we'll never know. It's up to these 2 drivers to sort it out.
That's the way he wants to play, eh?
As Kerry Mix obviously a little dissatisfied with the driving of Don Thompson Jr., who continues to lead here at Sun Valley with 85 laps in the books. Don Thompson still leads the A&W 300 as we get set to return to Green Flag Racing here on TSN. Lap 95 of 300, and the sun is quickly dipping behind the mountains here in round number 5 of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series.
Down into turn 1 one more time, and look at this on the outside, the 27 Walmart car. He's been just quietly and steadily moving his way to the front.
And Andrew Ranger has been quietly picking them off, now sitting in 2nd, but for how long is DJ Kennington charging up the inside? With 204 laps to go, you can check the ticker along the top of your screen to find out where your favorite driver's running.
Well, we've seen the 4 cars start to fail as the runs go on, so DJ is going to put the pressure to him to see if he can get him up out of the groove like the 0-2 of Kerry Mix did.
Still chasing the number 4 Chevy of Don Thompson Jr. and DJ Kennington still working on the 27 of Andrew Ranger. Look who's lurking. The snap-on Dodge of Jason Hathaway. He's also been quick all day long.
Down the backstretch, side by side still. They got the 27 locked on the outside, but he's strong up there, Dave.
It's nice to see that upper groove start to come in earlier on. In the sunshine, you mentioned, wasn't working all that well, but now drivers can hang there for a few laps as Ranger gets crossways. Hathaway may have gotten into him, and now Hathaway's going to jump up to the inside.
Well, Ranger just needs to settle in. He's got a good setup underneath him. He's got to remember, Bill Burns, the crew chief on that car, has got a lot of laps as a crew chief and a lot of good setups for these Western tracks.
So Hathaway now up into the 3rd spot, chasing DJ Kennington and Don Thompson Jr., who continues to lead, and Todd's down in the infield with Kerry Mix.
Guys behind the wall here, the 02 car, Kerry Mix, he's having a look at the damage underneath the right front where he did come into contact. Try and sneak in and get a word with him. And Kerry, I'll just ask you, you just tell me in your words, what happened out there from your view?
Well, I don't know. In the driver's meeting, they said there was no aggressive driving, and then this happens, you know. Unbelievable, and he's out there leading the race. Just a joke, actually.
Wow, frustration. Been there, done that. You know what? Kerry Mix is a real competitor. He'll give and take with the best of them, but you know what? NASCAR runs the show, not him.
Yeah, but you can see that competitive fire burning within Kerry Mix as he continues to thrash on the 0-2 in the infield. Now back to a battle for 10th spot with the full throttle Dodge of Brad Graham and the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, who came in for some adjustments earlier on, trying to get the handling sorted out on that 84. Now battle for third.
Andrew Ranger got the front brakes just a-glowing on that car. See when he goes in the corner, Dave, the front rotors just glow orange.
Yeah, he's been working hard to get back by the number 3 Snap-on Dodge of Jason Hathaway. And now he completes the pass 3 wide, deeper in the field. Peter Gibbons way down on the inside, and he pulls out of the way of the race of Ron Beauchamp Jr. in the 77 of Derek Lynch.
On board with Mark Dilley. Let's have a look and see how his car's working. Watch his hands. Turns in. Feeds the wheel and the throttle to it and comes off the corner. That car's not working that bad.
And Mark Dilley battling with the 77 of Derek Lynch for 7th spot. You see Scott Steckley hovering in the background there in the tow truck in a box number 22. He is a lap down after losing it during the last round of pit stops.
Well, look at this. Here's a race for second. The 17 and the 27 going at it hard. And when they're going at it, the 4 drives away.
Boy, the 27 of Andrew Ranger just sailed it down into the corner, locked up all 4 brakes, and got crossways, but hung on to it.
Down the front stretch one more time. The 17, DJ Kennington, he's just sitting there biding his time. He's won this race a couple times, and he's very strong here in Vernon.
175 laps left to be completed here at SunValley Speedway. In the AEW 300, Andrew Ranger now running in 2nd spot with DJ Kennington down into the 3rd position as the number 9 gets around the 77 for 7th spot. Finally completes that pass as Derek Lynch tucks in behind.
Well, as the temperatures go down, the handle on these race cars is going to start to change. The lights are on here in Vernon now. The racetrack temperature's going down. The outside temperature's going down. And everything's about to change.
Billy, with a race starting so late in the afternoon into the evening, and a change for the lead with Ranger once again sailing it down into the corner, and he's going to take over top spot. What a move by young Andrew Ranger.
Well, we talked about Bill Burns turning the wrenches in that car, and he knows what this racetrack does when the sun goes down, and look at his boy go.
And really, it has been a frustrating season for Andrew Ranger after such a dominant performance last year. This year, can't really seem to get too many good runs in a row.
Well, it's not that they're not getting the good runs, Dave. Everybody else has really picked up their program, got their cars handling better. J.R. Fitzpatrick is off the pace.
That's down the backstretch, and this will draw the 4th caution of the night. J.R. Fitzpatrick comes to a rest, and there is the caution flag as this will bunch the field as the wheel and engineering safety crew will have to come out and push off the 84 car. Doesn't appear to be anything too bad as a number of pit stops now. Ranger comes in, Thompson's in, and there's DJ Kennington as well. Jason Hathaway also comes in for some service, and Derek Lynch also making a stop down pit lane.
DJ Kennington's crew chief Dave White putting wedge and panhard bar in that car. We'll be back with more from the A&W.
Welcome back to round number 5 of the 2008 NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, presented by Sirius Satellite Radio here on TSN. The number 95 rookie of Anthony Simone brings the field to green on restart number 4 here on lap 136 of the AEW 300.
Simone in the 95, a long way from Flamborough Speedway 1 year ago today, but I'll tell you, he's in good equipment, and he's putting on a great show for a rookie.
But Mark Dilley on the outside using that Dodge horsepower, getting around that Monte Carlo of Anthony Simone. Simone does have the preferred line on the inside, but Mark Dilley powers around into the lead.
Look at the action for third there. We got him all over the racetrack. And there's that number 4 Home Hardware Chevrolet of Don Thompson Jr. fighting his way back to the top 5.
And how about Brad Graham as well in the full throttle Dodge? He's up inside the top 3. Good look at that full throttle Dodge Avenger with Don Thompson Jr. giving chase.
Well, at 19, Brad Graham, he's no stranger. Whoa, a little roughhousing there.
Dave Whitlock in the 39 up into 5th spot. Look back to John Gunn who's currently running in 6th in his Dodge Avenger. Not a bad run for Gaunt, not a bad run for Whitlock either.
Young Simone coming back on the 9 on the inside. He's up in there. Will he get the spot?
Simone trying hard to lead his very first lap here in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. Dilly up in the high side. He's going to lose another position as Brad Graham gets underneath. Now the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. comes through. So Anthony Simone leads his first lap in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series.
Take a look there for 4th. That's 2 the Whitlock Motorsports cars side by side. But Dilly's sliding backwards in the field.
Big story right now is Andrew Ranger, who's behind the wall. Todd standing by in his pit. Remember, Ranger was leading.
The 27 car of Andrew Ranger remains on pit road with a battery problem. Guys tried to get him going, pushed him all the way down almost to pit out before the officials stopped him. Now back in their pit stall for as quick a battery change as possible.
So a new battery for the Walmart Ford Fusion of Andrew Ranger as he drops laps off the pace. As we look back to the 12 of John Gaunt from the Dickies Dodge of Dave Whitlock. And you can take a look at the Home Hardware Midway update. Mark Dilly continues to fall back through the field. We do have a report he has a flat tire, so that's the reason there. And the driver who drew the last caution, the 84 of J.R. Fitzpatrick, is up on jack stands in the infield, and Todd standing by.
The entire 84 team hustling, guys, including J.R. Fitzpatrick, who's exhausted from running back and forth, bringing equipment to his team. Broke a gear leaving pit road, and that's what's got the 84 behind. J.R., you seem to be going in the right direction, but what happened?
Sorry, I'm out of breath. The 84 car is really good. We're slowly getting it better. We're going to keep coming in as many times as we had to get it better, and unfortunately, the 84 car broke a gear. Something we've never had happen before, so we'll just come back and get them at Edmonton.
Thanks, JR.
So tough luck for J.R. Fitzpatrick. Tough luck for Mark Dilly as well with that flat tire. He's coming in to get 2 right sides and will go 2 laps down.
Well, he had a very strong car early on, but you know what? Flat tires will bring you down in a heartbeat here in racing.
You can see in the split screen the battle for 4th spot. Derek Lynch chasing the 12 of John Gaunt. There's Scott Steckley. And the 3 car of Jason Hathaway as Hathaway ducks underneath the 39 of Dave Whitlock.
Oh, the 3 car's got a hood pin problem. You see the hood flapping. And hey, Simone's picking him off again.
So Anthony Simone putting the 21 of Jason White a lap down as we ride on board with the A&W Crusin the dub, number 21. Take a look at how our Western competitors are doing. It's Todd Nickel now. He's running in 15th spot. 3 laps down. Of course, we rode on board with Jason White. He's in 13th, just off the lead lap.
A pair of Dodges going at it there. We got the full throttle 19 of Brad Graham. That's for 2nd spot with the 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr.
The Mopar Dodge of Ron Beauchamp Jr. for the first time in the front of the field as he tucks to the inside. He's going to get a pass done on the 19 of Brad Graham, but Graham going to drive it in hard on the outside.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. unloaded a brand new race car here in Vernon, British Columbia, and right about now, I'd say he's pretty happy with it.
You can see the brake blowing on the 60 car. Look at the hood flapping on the snap-on number 3 of Jason Hathaway. Billy, what causes that?
Well, he's got in the back of another car and just sheared off the middle 2 whip pins, and hopefully he'll hang on, or NASCAR will have to bring him to pit road for a safety violation.
So the 3 of Jason Hathaway, the 17 of DJ Kennington, and the 12 of John Gaunt as we ride on board with DJ Kennington. That's all for the latter half of the top 5.
And looking out the back of DJ Kennington's car, you see how John Gaunt kind of washed up in the middle of the corner and diamond it off to get a good run. It works pretty good for young John Gaunt.
So Kennington continues to work on the 3 and up in the front. A change for the lead. The 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. will lead his first laps here in the A&W 300.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. in that Mopar number 60. That's a brand new race car unloaded out here, and he's really liking it now as he leads laps here. And watch him pull away from Simone.
He puts the rookie back to 2nd, but Ron Beauchamp Jr. in that Mopar Avenger stretching out a gap already. As Kennington gets under the 3 of Jason Hathaway. Here the spotter saying clear as Kennington pulls up in front of that snap-on Dodge.
Whoa, Thompson off the pace. He's up against the fence. I'm not sure if he wrecked anything or spun around. I didn't see anything happen.
Caution flag comes out for the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. Looks like all tires are still up on that Home Hardware Chevy. We'll take another look at it.
No, the car just washed up in the middle of the racetrack. He pulled up to the corner and stopped. The car's still running. Wow, it's strange happenings in the 4-car.
Could it be that somebody needed a caution? Either way, Todd's in the pits.
Ron Beauchamp Jr. elects to stay out, but everybody else behind him comes in. The 19 of Brad Graham, the full-throttle Blue Demon for right-side tires and an adjustment, having a strong night. DJ Kennington making another stop as well during this caution.
Tires going on the right side of Scott Steckley as well in the tow truck and a box Avenger, but there is your leader, Ron Beauchamp Jr. The big blue 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. leads the A&W 300 here at Vernon Sun Valley Speedway. We're just over the 2/3 mark as Sean Gibbs displays the green flag one more time.
Well, back up to speed. Look at the hood flap on the 3-car.
Yeah, he got into the back of somebody a little bit earlier on. Jason Hathaway with a pretty fast race car as Beauchamp takes over the lead once again. Beauchamp sliding back to a battle with the 7-car of Alex Tagliani, and they got together.
Tag runs it in hard, locks up the front wheels, moves the 3-car up. And the other thing I want to talk about, Davey, is the last caution was brought out by Don Thompson Jr., who for all intents purposes just pulled up to the top of the track and stopped. And then NASCAR gave him the tow truck in a box free pass. It states if you bring out the caution, there is no free pass. He's the lucky dog tonight. He gets away with bumping the O2 car, brings out his own caution and gets a lap back, and now he sits in 11th spot. Go, Don, go.
Riding on board with DJ Kennington in the Castrol Dodge. We'll look back to the 22 of Scott Steckley as they battle towards the front, but Jason Hathaway in the 7 of Alex Tagliani have fallen back, and there's the 39 of Whitlock, and the 3 of Hathaway is sideways as well. There's Hathaway in the Snap-on Dodge Avenger as he'll grab a gear and keep it going.
Leader's going into 3 now, Jay. Leader's into 3 now. There was 39.
That's driver and crew chief talking, and Jason Hathaway wanted to know who it was that hit him, and he's telling him it was the 39 of Dave Whitlock.
But we stay green, so possibly Hathaway keeping that in the back of his mind as Kennington now up to the back bumper of the Mopar Dodge Avenger of Ron Beauchamp Jr. Look at that 17 car turn to the bottom of the track. Here comes Kennington. They touch.
Wow, that's just hard racing going into the corner. Oh, Ronnie Beauchamp's broken a ball joint.
Damage on the left front of your leader, the Mopar 60 of Ron Beauchamp Jr. and a shower of sparks down the back straightaway and in through 3 and 4 as the caution now flies, but Beauchamp likely will have his evening come to an early end as he'll pull down pit lane, but I don't think there's much they can do with this one.
Very unfortunate. They'll probably have to put some parts in it and come back out and race for some points, but just two real good friends racing hard for the top spot, and they just run out of real estate.
Yeah, really. We'll get another chance to see this. And Billy, is this avoidable?
Oh, they're right in the same real estate. They set the car down together. Ronnie turns in. DJ's already there. Just good, hard racing between two real good drivers.
It looks like it's just short track racing at its best as Ron Beauchamp Jr. comes down pit lane. The crew taking a look at the left front. They have to lift the car to try and get it up to get the jack underneath. And we'll take another look back as well to the 95 of Anthony Simone and the 39 of Dave Whitlock getting together.
Well, same thing. He hits Dave Whitlock right on that left front corner and breaks a suspension part on the 39 Dickies Dodge.
Just hard racing all around Sun Valley Speedway here in the A&W 300 as DJ Kennington, your new leader, breaks them to green here on restart number 6.
Oh, the 22 and the 17 going at it up front. Two young veterans that I call them, and they're going to go at it tooth and nail, and that's what this crowd paid for. This place is jam-packed to watch these NASCAR Canadian Tire cars go at it just like this.
Hard to believe Scott Steckley was at one point 1 lap down here in the A&W 300, now battling on the outside, looking for the lead. Scott Steckley came into this one with a 113-point cushion over the 17 of DJ Kennington in the Castrol point standings. Now the top 2 in points are the top 2 in this race as well.
Well, Steckley right full of confidence. He's won 3 races this year. Got the new primary sponsor tow truck and a box on the car, and he's running strong. See him do the crossover, and now he's on the bottom inside DJ Kennington.
And Steckley with a great run down underneath the Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington, but one driver who is just at the front of the field is now behind the pit wall as Ron Beauchamp Jr. We'll continue to watch these two battles side by side as Todd gets a word with Ron Beauchamp.
Ronnie, you guys had a tough start to the day. Not the qualifying you wanted, but you fought back during the race out front. What happened on that pass?
Well, in the the Mopar Mobile 1 car was awesome, and my dad told me in the radio that DJ's on the inside. I moved up a little bit. He just drove in hard, drives in the side of me, and ended up breaking some parts of the front end, and I'm out of the race now. So that's all right. I'll have to come back again, but DJ had to realize there's a lot of laps left. You have to try and do that. But anyway, it's all right.
A very frustrated Ron Beauchamp Jr., but you got to remember, these guys are very good friends. They're both in the Mopar camp, and they'll look at it a little differently tomorrow night.
And really, we're under 100 laps to go. It's go time.
It is go time for sure, and Ronnie was doing a good job leading some good laps in that 60 car. There's a battle for fourth, the 77 and the 19.
Brad Graham underneath the 77 of Derek Lynch as Graham continues a good solid run here at Sun Valley Speedway in the full throttle energy drink number 19 Dodge.
Don't look now, but look out the backside of those guys. We got that number 4 Home Hardware Chevrolet of Don Thompson working his way back to the front.
Welcome back to round number 5 of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series on TSN. The 22 of Scott Steckley leads the A&W Crusin the Dub 300 here at Vernon.
Take a look down the backstretch. DJ Kennington still trying to reel that 22 in, but all for naught tonight. Look at the brakes glowing on the number 12 car. Johnny Gaunt putting on a real good performance here in Sun Valley.
Yeah, we really have to give a nod to Johnny Gaunt. He had a great run going in St. Eustache the last race, and then unfortunately got into it with Andrew Ranger, and now here, Gaunt showing that he really belongs at the front of the field as he's putting in another solid ride.
Let's go on board with the local fella. This is Todd Nickel in the Norton Chevrolet.
And he's chasing Alex Tagliani, who's sitting in 8th spot. Great run for the rookie. Not an easy place to come figure out this Sun Valley Speedway. First time here.
You got to remember, Dave, this guy come out of those little open wheel cars, no weight, lots of downforce. This is a big old heavy stock car with very little brakes and not a lot of horsepower compared to what he's used to.
And skinny tires too, easy to burn off those tires over the course of a race. 60 laps to go now here in the A&W 300 from Sun Valley Speedway. Still chasing Scott Steckley. Can he make it 4 for 4 on ovals? He's well on his way and off the pace, and smoking is the 3 car of Jason Hathaway. He was running solidly inside the top 5. So this has got to be heartbreak for that team.
Not only that, Dave, the 7 car has just lost a motor at the other end of the racetrack.
Alex Tagliani going up in smoke in the Walmart Ford Fusion. There he is there, pulling to the inside of the track. Hathaway goes by, still smoking heavily. So obviously the caution flag flies once again here at Sun Valley.
Tagliani just grenaded that motor. There's oil everywhere around this racetrack. Oh, we even got a little flame coming up there. Oh, and the 19, we get a report he's broken a motor as well.
So another driver who was solidly inside the top 5 with engine troubles. And Todd is standing by with Alex Tagliani.
Alex, you were having a pretty good run tonight. Unfortunately, it comes to an early end.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the team. The boys did a great job in the pits. We're still trying to sort off the car, and we made some improvement in the race. We're running 6th, and I just heard just to keep digging because the number 3 car was going to go off. So we had a really good top 5 car tonight, and with so few laps to go, it's very unfortunately for the championship, but hey, you know, we'll try to get them in Edmonton.
Alex will be back next week in Edmonton. We'll be back with more of the A&W 300 from Sun Valley after this.
Well, the Wheel and Engineering Safety Team has been busy for this round of the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series. They've had to clean up a lot of oil here in the A&W 300, but they haven't. We're under green with Steckley, your leader.
Down into turn 1, they all got to go through the oil dry. Look at him slipping and sliding. The 12 car was sideways, and the 17, he's out the outside. He's brave out there.
The 4 car, Don Thompson Jr., was well crossways as well, going down into corner number 1. Steckley, the only one, seems to be straight, and he's your leader in that tow truck in a box Dodge Adventure. John Gaunt in the Centennial Dodge Chrysler Jeep number 12 getting underneath DJ Kennington, so mark the 12 up to 2nd, and here comes Don Thompson Jr. underneath Kennington as well.
Side by side, Don Thompson's got the preferred spot coming down the front stretch. They'll race side by side to turn 1.
This late in the race and this much speedy dry down on the track, can you afford to take it easy?
Now you got to sit back and watch where all the dust is flying and pick your spot through it. Just like puddles of water in the rain, you drive around them.
Anthony Simoni goes up in smoke. The 95 Crown Modular Monte Carlo comes to a stop down the back straightaway as the caution flag flies. So it's just going to mention Mark Dilley back on the lead lap after going 2 laps down at one point. So the Wheel and Engineering Safety Crew once again making an appearance here in the AW 300.
Well, they've been sweeping Speedy dry into this place steady for the last 15 or 20 minutes. It's just been brutal with broken motor after broken motor.
Huge crowd here at Sun Valley. You take a look at the Mopar Fast 5. Obviously, Steckley and Gaunt 1 and 2. Dilly, Kennington, and Lynch all inside the top 6 and all running Dodges.
Well, that full moon explains it all. The full moon's brought it all out here. Don Thompson gets in the back of the O2, brings out the caution, gets the lucky dog, gets back around to the front. DJ Kennington's having trouble on the high side, and look inside. Don Thompson Jr. about to race for the lead.
John Gaunt up on the high side. He's not going to let that happen this early, though, as Gaunt battling with the 22 of Scott Steckley. He wants the lead. Gaunt dives it hard in on the outside, but look at way down on the bottom. It's the 4-car of Don Thompson Jr.
Wow, Don Thompson's got that car turned in the middle of the corner. He can get on the throttle a lot earlier than those guys in front of him. And look at him march up through on the bottom.
Just 20 laps left to be completed here in the AW 300. Thompson ducking underneath the 12, looking for a second. Up to the bumper of the 22 of Scott Steckley. All the leaders covered by a blanket.
Don Thompson Jr. continues to hunt the back bumper of that 22, Scott Steckley.
Clear after the 9. Get her there, get her there.
The 9 car of Mark Dilly battling with the Castrol Dodge of DJ Kennington for 4th spot. Dilly, as we mentioned, as much as 2 laps down, has battled back onto the lead lap and now inside the top 5.
Steckley's just got to keep that car out of the Speedy dry and keep smooth and hitting his marks to keep the 4-car behind him.
You can see how much dust is flying around this speedway. All of it seems to have landed on the 4-car. Don Thompson Jr. battled for 5th now with the 77 of Derek Lynch chasing the 17 of DJ Kennington.
Wow, Steckley, he's there. He's got to take, his spotter's got to be telling him the 4 of Don Thompson Jr. is there. Start hitting your marks and cover the spot up.
And Thompson is coming. He is pushing this 22 of Scott Steckley. Steckley, who's won every single oval race we've run on here this year in the NASCAR Canadian Tire Series, does have the lead, but here comes Thompson to the inside.
More contact down the backstretch. Don Thompson gets into the quarter panel of Steckley, moves him out, and tries to cover the spot on the bottom, side by side down the front stretch.
You remember back at Barrie Speedway, it was Scott Steckley who moved the number 4 of Don Thompson Jr. out of the lead so Steckley could take the win. Now it's Don Thompson Jr. cleanly underneath the 22, and Thompson will take over top spot.
Contact again. Don Thompson Jr. rubs the left front of Steckley going down the backstretch. Steckley will come back on the bottom.
And Steckley is coming back with a run, but Thompson slams the door down to the inside. You see the crew cheering on the driver of the Home Hardware Chevy, Don Thompson Jr., your leader in the latter stages here at the AW 300. A battle for 3rd now.
The Battle of Barrie, the 12 and the 9. The Barrie regulars, John Gaunt and Mark Dilly in the 9 and the 12. And there comes Speedy Green Machine, the 17 of DJ Kennington.
Just 2 laps remain here at Sun Valley Speedway. John Gaunt trying to hold off the number 9 of Mark Dilly. Ron Beauchamp Jr. back on track, making some laps as he ducks down out of the way of the leaders. Don Thompson Jr. leads him to the white flag. 1 more lap to go.
Down the backstretch one more time. Dodge against Chevrolet. Steckley takes a look down the bottom, but he can't get it in.
He'll have 1 more shot in 3 and 4. Thompson's got a bit of a gap back to the 22 of Scott Steckley. Can he get a run off the corner? Thompson's going to lead him to the checkered flag. The winner's the 4, followed by Steckley. And John Gaunt in the 12 will come home for 3rd. His best finish in 2008.
Well, Don Thompson's crew very, very happy, but we'll be talking about this one for weeks to come.
What a race here at Sun Valley. There's your winner.
He was the winner of the first ever NASCAR Canadian Tire Series race in Canada last year, and finally gets his first victory this year as Don Thompson Jr. celebrates with the checkered flag, a wave to the crowd, and a huge congratulations to his team that worked so hard early on this evening. Don Thompson Jr. talking about a tight car earlier on in the day. Did post the fast time, of course, during qualifying, but had his troubles early on. There was the contact. He went down a lap early as he pulls off the Hans device and the helmet, and Don Thompson grabs a hat and a cool drink, I'm sure. Donnie, you had a full night tonight. You had some contact earlier. You went a lap down. How satisfying is it to come away with a win?
Oh, man, this is really great for the whole team. Thank you, Home Hardware. Thank you, John Fitzpatrick. Got to apologize to Kerry. Got in hard. I don't even know what happened. I just touched him, and he took off, and apologized to his team for sure. But proud of my home guys, and, we're down to get a win this year, so this is great.
Do you think it was possible after going down a lap in this one?
Well, you know what? I'm the type of guy, when I got into Kerry the rest of my race, I was a little bummed out. But, I guess it's my job as a race car driver to, pick up my socks and get going. And lucky enough to get a lucky dog. And, it's not too many times I get a lucky dog, so that was great. But, hey, it's all good. And thanks, Home Hardware. Thanks, all the guys.
Big smile on his face says it all. Don Thompson Jr., the winner here at Sun Valley.
So Thompson picks up his first of the season. Nice run for your points leader, Scott Steckley. DJ Kennington will round out the top 5. Dilly will come home 4th. And then hometown boy Jason White in 7th. Todd Nickel in 8th. And Todd's with John Gahn, who finished 3rd.
John Gahn finishes on the podium, and I guess the car was just good enough to get across the start-finish line.
That's all it had. Yeah, we motor just let go. Started missing just when we finished. Started across the start-finish line here. Got hot on that red flag, but it was just enough to get us here, and we're really happy to be here. Just want to say thanks again, all the people from Centennial Plymouth Chrysler, AKN Automotive, our paint company. We got Unitech on board. I'd like to thank Castrol and Kenny from Vital Signs, always helping us out here.
Congratulations, Johnny, on the podium here at Sun Valley.
And so John Gahn will boost his points in the Castrol point standings as Scott Steckley continues to lead. 111-point cushion over Don Thompson Jr. now as he leapfrogs DJ Kennington, Andrew Ranger, and Peter Gibbons round out the top 5.
Well, there's our podium finishers along with Miss Sun Valley Speedway and Jonathan McMurray from A&W.
The A&W 300 has been brought to you by Castrol. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering. By Dodge. Grab life by the horns. And by Allied Steel Buildings, the leading, most trusted brand of steel building.
Well, there's the boys having a discussion about to unleash the champagne.
So they celebrate here in Victory Lane as John Gahn takes a little tumble. From all of us here at James Robinson Associates, we'll see you next time.